The Walking Dead's Lennie James breaks down Morgan's big relapse: he has slipped off the wagon. In the world of The Walking Dead, any notions about surviving the zombie apocalypse through methods of non-violence are constantly proven to be impossible. On tonight's new episode, resident pacifist Morgan, Lennie James, was finally forced to abandon his kill-no-living-thing credo when push came to shove, and Richard, Karl Makinen, on his continued quest to goad the kingdom into war with the saviors, incited violence by hiding one of the cantaloupes in the kingdom's delivery. His suicide mission backfired when that long-haired savior goon killed young Benjamin, Logan Miller, instead pushing Morgan back to the brink of insanity. Eventually, Richard got what he wanted when Morgan smashed his head in during the second meeting with the saviors. It was a profoundly sad moment for both Morgan and the audience, as yet again, we were reminded that any hope of doing things differently wasn't feasible and violence was almost always inevitable. To break down Morgan's big moment, as well as his ever-evolving relationship with Carol, Melissa McBride, E! News got James himself on the phone. In this particular situation, he kills Richard because Richard caused the death of Benjamin, and Benjamin was a symbol of Morgan putting a toe back in the water, of caring about other people, about investing himself in other people, about believing himself by opening up to King Ezekiel and the people in the kingdom and taking on responsibility for Benjamin and, by default, his brother as well. I think that simple possibility of some kind of permanence, some kind of life, some kind of possibility of something other than killing or avoiding being killed, what the kingdom offered Morgan, was taken away when Richard caused the death of Benjamin. And I think that the reasons why Richard explains why he did it, in order to force us to go to war, Morgan understands, Morgan might even to some extent agree with. What he doesn't agree with is Richard leading the charge, and he certainly doesn't agree with it once he asks Richard, "Have you told the king and have you told the people that you live with what you've done?" And he quite obviously hasn't done it. I think it's too much for Morgan. And if we are going to follow Richard's plan, let's follow it, but Richard's going to have to pay the ultimate price.